In this video, I want to ramble a little bit about raspberries. This year they're doing really well. There are a couple of different things that I've done that may have contributed to them doing really well, and so I'd like to kind of discuss that in this video. Alright, so in this row, there's some wild lettuce that came up, some horseweed, some parsnips. I have 2 rows of parsnips. I did plant some hardy orange seeds in between. I can't tell if any of those have come up yet. It doesn't seem like any of them did. But anyway, the whole point here is to focus on the raspberries. So this is the first year that these raspberries have really fruited out quite a bit. Each year they are getting more and more established. We do have some Japanese beetles on some of the raspberries here, probably responsible for some of those leaf chews and stuff like that, but these raspberries are actually coming up. They spread from the roots too, so they'll kind of send suckers or runners out, and will kind of self-propagate in that sense. So each year they do become more established, and we can see actually too that there is some cane death higher up, and some of them don't look quite as good. I'm wondering if there was some sort of insect inhabitants in the stem, but it doesn't seem to be a huge level, and a fairly low level of that may be okay and fine for ecological functioning. So earlier back in the let's go over here and kind of check out, because I've got a bunch more here. These are some Prunus genus trees. They just came up from seed. They have never really produced. I did cut them back a little bit, and I think I'm going to cut them down at the base and kind of remove some of that so that these raspberries can come in and fill in here more. You can kind of see there are some poking out here. Here's a raspberry fruit. This is a pretty good one. Very ripe and very tasty. But back in the early spring, late winter, back in February or so, I had some wood chips, and some of them, a bunch of them, were actually the sumac. Some of the sumac kind of ramial wood chips, right, that I had down here, and these have been doing a really good job of helping to hold and retain moisture in this substrate, right? Very interesting, woody type smell to it, not just woody, but there's some level of fungal inhabitants in there. It gets nice and dark down closer to the base. Yeah. Previous to this, it was just kind of bare soil or weeds that would come up, and the soil just wasn't really that great, and it wouldn't really stabilize with the moisture, right? But now that we have this layer on here, that really helps to hold that moisture in the soil. And this is also a no-till area, right? Because of the perennial cane fruit. I'm not going in here and tilling a bunch. I am pulling up some weeds, right? So there is minor soil disturbance, but otherwise this is a really great spot for a mycorrhizal fungi to inhabit, right? And raspberries do actually benefit from mycorrhizal fungi. There is that beneficial symbiotic relationship, and we can see early on, this is the soil beneath is pretty light brown. We have some earthworm channels in there. We do have more organic matter that's breaking down in the upper layer. Right. and that soil may be able to improve over time as things begin to equilibrate. The soil health improves and earthworms can get in there and move organic matter to different areas of the soil, possibly deeper down into the profile, and kind of spread around that that nutriment. Well, that's really dark. And so this mycorrhizal fungi is really good with forming those associations with plant roots to help the plants get nutrients, right? Such as like manganese, zinc, copper, so many of these different minerals and trace elements that are important for human health, right? And maybe some of them may be lacking in the human diet, probably because of our current soil practices, right? And the tillage, the certain chemicals, the soil compaction, and all these things that kind of inhibit the growth, potentially, usually, of these mycorrhizal fungi. And there are a lot of different species of mycorrhizal fungi. It's not just like one or two or anything like that, but we're talking hundreds, thousands, that kind of thing. And so not disturbing the soil a whole lot and adding in organic matter, right? All these wood chips, these ramial chips, many of them are ramial chips. They should break down fairly quickly. And so these raspberries can benefit from that mycorrhizal fungi that's infecting their roots, right? And we're using the term infection in a positive way here, right? It's a symbiotic, beneficial relationship. Also, wood chips can just be really great for these raspberries because it kind of helps to mimic a natural environment that raspberries and other cane fruits will naturally grow in. Oftentimes, raspberries will naturally inhabit edges of woods, right? Like that transition area between a forest and a field. And in that transition area, we get a lot of different shrubs, smaller trees, those types of things that may shed woody material quite often, right? And that can build up on the ground. Now, these wood chips are probably a modern, exaggerated example of that, but these cane fruits, right? But these cane fruits, like the raspberries, do seem to really benefit from these mulchy kind of conditions that can kind of occur naturally. So there we go. Thank you so much for checking out this video on raspberries and kind of how they're doing in my garden this year. This is, I believe, the third year that they've been in the garden, and this is the best year that they have produced. And the plants look really happy overall. And that makes me feel pretty happy. So of course, always feel free to join as a member. It really can help the channel out. Even if I just get one member on this channel, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. That always helps out, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.